Hello everyone and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we'll be taking a look at the Spider-Man Arachno Racer from the Playskool Marvel Superhero Adventures line. I had kind of seen pictures of this online, but I had never seen it in a store, and I didn't know if it was an old release or a new release, but I figured it was probably newer because the figures that come with it have the goofy giant accessories with the arms that you can switch out. And I found it randomly at Ollie's. You can see the Ollie's sticker here. Now it says their price is $25, so they sold it for $15. I don't know how accurate that is. Their estimation of other stores' prices is not always exactly on the money. But I feel like this set would probably somewhere in the area of $20. That's my guess, but I really don't know. But I had never seen it before, so when I found it at Ollie's, I was like, I gotta pick it up. I thought the car looked pretty cool. I'm not super excited about these two figures, but we'll take a look. I'll give them a chance. But I thought the car looked really neat, and plus I had never seen the set before in person, so I felt like I had to get it. So standard kind of open packaging here. Not too much going on the side. You can see the car has a normal mode, and then kind of everything flips out in deploys mode, which is kind of cool. Nothing really going on this side. Nothing really going on the bottom. Pretty cool little picture of Spider-Man there on the top. Otherwise, not too much going on. Taking a look at the back. It says, help Spider-Man capture the villainous Venom with his amazing Arachno Racer. Launch projectiles, capture villain. And then it shows you how you can switch the arms out. So if you don't have Venom, which I know he's a very sought after figure for this line, or, series of toys, you can get this weird one with the giant symbiote capture claws or whatever's going on. It's a way to get a version of Venom because the old one is very kind of hard to find now, but so it's a way to get a Venom if nothing else. Let's go ahead, let's get this thing out of the box here and let's take a closer look. So here's everything you get in the set. We'll take a look at the figures first. First up you have Spidey. I'm not quite sure what this costume is supposed to be. I like it. I think it's neat, and maybe it's something from the comics I'm not familiar with. But you can see it's mostly red with just a little bit of black. He has the simple black spider. I'm going to just take these off for a moment. Kind of the normal Spidey head. Otherwise, he's just really mostly red. You have the normal bend at the waist. You have the head that can move from side to side. Kind of. It's kind of limited. Can move about that far and about that far. So then you have these massive, giant thruster, missile launcher, jetpack hands going on. You do get wrist articulation, which is nice. And these just go ahead and snap pretty easily right back in. But they move solidly as one, so you don't have individual shoulder articulation anymore. And there's no way to take off these giant thrustery pieces. Like, I would really not mind this gimmick if you could take this off, and then he also came with a normal pair of spider arms, and then you could click those in so that you could just have the figure by itself, and then you're like, okay, now it's time to grab my thrusters, and then there you go. Because I mean, these are fun. Kids will have fun with these, you know what I mean? Giant missile launcher pieces. You go ahead and you pop the missiles that come in with the set, pop them right in here, and then you push down on the fin and it fires, and it's great. And I mean, these even have articulation. They can move up and down, which is nice. So I don't mind the gimmick. I just think to really pull it off, they need to also give you a normal set of hands so you can pop those in and just have Spidey, and then you're like, okay, now it's time for Goofy Thruster time. But this is the only set they give you, so that's kind of a bummer. I mean, luckily he can still stand, like, because I was afraid they were so heavy he wouldn't be able to keep his balance. And Venom kind of can't. They make him fall forward just because they extend so far out. Again, the Venom figure looks great. The spider on the chest is painted beautifully. The face is painted nicely. The tongue looks awesome. Again, head has kind of limited articulation. You can move it around, bend at the waist. So he looks great. And then you just get these giant arms. Again, you have wrist articulation. They didn't paint the white squares on the back of his wrist, which is a bit of a bummer. He should have those. But he has these giant kind of symbiote snapping. They don't actually close. They just look like they're about to bite him. And they're not terrible again, but if he also came with a normal set of arms, so you could have normal Venom and then, because I'm sure he doesn't walk around like this all the time. You know what I mean? This is just an attack he wants to use occasionally. So if this set was the car, the 2 figures, and 2 sets of normal arms, and I've checked the box just to make sure it's not, I would like it so much more. I really don't mind the gimmick as long as they also gave you a normal set of arms, because your character doesn't always want these goofy arms. But whatever, I'll stop harping on it. Let's take a look at the car, because I think the car is really cool. I love the design of it. It's easily my favorite part of this set. I love the spider rims. I think that's really cool. You have some spider web kind of molded into the side here. Nice paint, nice detailing here on the back. The metallic paint used for the windows, I think, looks great. Really nice. Spider-Man symbol or spider symbol on the front looks good. Rolls very well. Really smooth. And how this works is you just press down on the spoiler and everything will click out. And you can see what happens. The 2 sides open up. Now, I thought you could put the missiles in here, but you can't. So I'm guessing these are just either turbines for speed, or you could pretend they fire something, but they don't actually shoot any projectiles. And then you can see the claws right here. If you press this down, the claw comes out, and then you can just articulate the claw yourself. This just opens and closes that little bit. So you grab a hold of your character, and then you can just close it around him. And that part works great. The capture claw, I think, really is neat. And then you can just kind of close it back up and push it back in. And then you just go ahead and pop that out. Now, if you want to close everything back up, you just push this down again. And then release it, and everything clicks back in. You can still use the claw in either mode. You don't have to open it up to use the claw. I also appreciate that. And then as far as putting a character inside, you can see it's very open up here. So you just kind of sit him in. And you can see it's meant to have like a little indentation for the giant blasters. So he does kind of fit in there easily, and you can still fire those by pressing that down. So I love the car. I absolutely love the car. I think the features are cool. I think the design is cool. The paint looks great. The feature of pushing it down so it pops out and then pushing it back down and everything snaps back in, I think is great. The capture claw is really fun. So the car is 100% for me. The figures are not terrible. Like I said, they're painted nice. They look great. Venom looks great. I just really wish if their new gimmick, and it shouldn't even say new because it's been happening for a little bit now, but if the gimmick is going to be the swappable arms, you have to give me another set of arms to swap them. Because at this point, my only option is to swap the arms with each other. And while, okay, that's fun that you can do that, it looks weird, and it doesn't even make sense. So it can happen, but why would I? And I don't know. Again, to me, if you're going to make the gimmick swappable arms, you have to give a normal set of arms and an action feature set of arms. And then I wouldn't complain at all, because then it's just extra playability that you're incorporating into the set. But by only sending them in like this, you're forcing me to keep them like this. Now, I guess if you have another character from some other set, and you could swap the arms with that person, but it's nice when they sell everything together in a set so it's complete. So I really think it would have been nice if they included normal arms with these figures. Again, I'll stop complaining. I think the set is definitely still worth picking up because I love the car. If you don't have a Venom figure, it's a way to get a Venom figure. He's painted beautifully. The head sculpt looks great. If you could even cut these arms off if you hated them, you could cut them off like around here. And you wouldn't even really notice that part of his arms. He'd just look like he's brawny and ready to fight. So it's up to you. But they're not terrible. I just, you know how I feel. Anyway, I still think it's worth picking up. I really do. Especially if you can find it at Ollie's or some discount store for like 15 bucks. The car's great. And the figures are decent. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And as always, thank you so much for watching.